Welcome to Life, Death, and the Law, presented by the law firm of Deason, Garner, and Hansen, hosted by attorneys Sean Garner and Adam Hansen.
Well, the story continues.
Oh, okay.
Because we did leave.
Oh.
We didn't stay 4 years here. This is where Heather was born in Louisville. And then when we ended up in Yuma, of course, I started kindergarten and when they bought a home in Villahermosa, which is kind of by Puebla, school there. And I have good memories of that. And we had really great neighbors. But think about Yuma back in the early 70s. There was maybe, 30,000 people or so in the city. The county maybe had twice that, but simpler time. There was a Kmart, and that's about it.
Yeah.
No internet, nothing like that, and just very isolated. And that put our family, as most, what do you do during the day? You talk to people, and you go outside. So my time in Yuma when I was young was brief. We were here for 2 years. Right before my dad got stationed next, my sister Jill was born.
Okay.
And our next duty station was Okinawa, Japan.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. So again, think about this as what was happening. My father left, and then my mother was left in Yuma to kind of finish the affairs that were needed here with me and Heather and then Jill at 6 weeks old. And she was to make this trip to Okinawa with these children in tow.
Yeah. And there's no texting, there's no cell phone. It's the communication was a lot more limited.
Yeah, it was different. So a scary event, and she's in her 20s at the time. My mom married when she was young. My parents met when they were teenagers, really. And
in high school?
Yeah, my parents met in California. And so anyway, this trip over to Okinawa, my mom made with little kids, and we spent a year in Okinawa, which was really cool. Also, brought our family together. And
you were like 5.
I was in 7th grade, so I was 7. Next time, 7, and Jill was a baby, and it was a neat experience. I remember Okinawa being so different. The beaches, beautiful, and I had really, really blonde hair. And,
Really?
Yeah, so that's good luck. So I had my head rubbed a lot.
Oh.
But look,
Is it still good luck? I'll go over there.
Yeah.
Charge for a head rub.
Yeah. So anyway, the next duty station is San Diego, and we spent a year in San Diego, and then he had spent 4 years, and then he got accepted into his orthodontic residency back in Louisville.
Okay.
So I'm still not really in Yuma yet again.
Yeah.
Back to Louisville, and we spent 2 years there.
So now he's paid off his dental school debt, having served his 4 years in the military and the Navy, and now he's going to go back to orthodontic school. Who's going to pay for that?
That's a good question. I think at the time they probably had some savings. The school itself, when you're in that residency, I believe they pay you a little bit.
Okay.
That wasn't the case for me. He also served in the Army National Guard. And there were other things that he did. He worked after hours at orthodontic labs, and I think might have even moonlighted as a dentist. So he scrapped there. I don't think they took out a lot of loans.
Was it a combination of the school tuition not being as high as we see today and opportunity to work at the same time and get compensation as he went through his residency, all of that culminating together? So he didn't come out of school with a debt that was worth more than a typical house.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's a good question too. As what's happened now with education being, that's the question. Orthodontists are graduating now, $500,000, $800,000 in debt, and but because he went through the Navy and sacrificed that, and then he worked. They worked, and my mom sold bread, and so I think they were very frugal.
I think that is such a fantastic option of going through some sort of military to get schooling, because not only do you get a better appreciation for what's going on in the military and world affairs, you get a different perspective, but you get a realistic time frame for paying off the debt that you acquire and going through school. It's 4 years, and it's going to happen. Whereas a lot of people today, they get so much debt. An average lawyer, I think, graduates with between $150,000 and $300,000 in debt. An average dentist, I think, is much higher. It's like $300,000 and $500,000 of debt. Is that right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it's totally debilitating. You can't go out and try to buy a house and do those types of things. It's living the American dream, even though you sacrifice 8-12 years in getting this education and investing in yourself to actually apply your skill. And so the debt and education issue is a whole nother discussion.
If you have questions or want to know more about something that was discussed today, please call the law firm of Deason, Garner, and Hansen at 928-783-4575 or visit yumaestateplanning.com.